0, 1. Let's get started.
Why they stopping me?
Bye, crypto bro.
Going on, crypto world? It's that guy again, Ball Deep Crypto, coming at you with a little stellar XLM piece. You know how your guy does it. Before we get into it, Ball Deep Crypto is not a financial advisor. He's just a guy talking to a computer about what he likes to do, what he's interested in. What you do with your money is your choice. This is not financial advice. That being said, let's get into it. Obviously, we're looking at a post here from Marco. Haven't talked about him in a minute. Give him a follow, give him a shout out. Man, putting out some good information. Talking about how Swiss custody just dropped the news about the first ever XLM treasury with 1 billion XLM, a massive move for more liquidity, innovation, and growth in the Stellar ecosystem. Now, why is this a big deal? It's a pool of 1 billion XLM set up for 3 huge goals: to boosting liquidity for institutions, funding long-term development, and supporting real-world use cases on Stellar. Obviously, why it matters: Stellar's been a quiet giant for years, powering remittances, payments, and tokenized assets, especially in Asia. With this treasury, Stellar now has the muscle to scale regulated financial applications worldwide. Swiss custody hails from Switzerland, the go-to place for trust, secure custody, and compliance in the crypto world. This gives Stellar a strong European base to drive institutional liquidity and asset management. We just talked about the EMT. We talked about the EURC, the EURT. We just talked about all that in the previous video. If you haven't watched it, check it out. Shout out to Marco, dropping some knowledge here. Just want to touch base on that a little bit, give you a little bit more idea what's going on here. Swiss custody, 1 billion XLM treasury, big news. To follow up on that, obviously what we always talk about, RWAs, tokenizations, stable coins. Now, if you don't think that the future is going to be digital, Cointelegraph's here to tell you the future is technically now, and it's happening, people. Stablecoins processed 46 trillion in transactions over the past year. That's nearly 3 times Visa's volume, and closing in on the ACH network that powers the U.S. banking. And we knew who's a preferred partner of the ACH, SHX Stronghold. Shout out to you strongholders out there watching this. You know I love me some SHX. As you can see, though, stablecoins, you've got PayPal, you've got Visa, stablecoins, and the ACH. This is big, people. It's just going to continue to grow. It's still in its infancy stages. This is coming. It is happening. Stablecoins are going to be part of the future. Again, not financial advice, just an opinion. Just ball deep talking. Now, speaking of Visa, let's get into it. Visa has expanded their stablecoin settlement support on the Stellar XLM network to 4 currencies, which we just went over in that last one, talking about Ant Lab coming in, potentially bridging with the USDC, PYUSD, the USDG, and but more specifically the EURC, which we were talking about with the Europe with the EMTs. Again, big news. Big everything. Obviously, this marks a significant step in the integration of traditional trade finance with blockchain technology. Slowly but surely, the pieces of the puzzle, as we always talk about Stellar, it is the plumbing. Everything's going to run on it. Potentially bridge too with the interoperability and everything else. Of course, it all bridges together. And what is the beautiful thing about XLM we talk about all the time? It takes an XLM fee to run anything. Visa, Mastercard, PayPal, you name it, Sora bonds, smart contracts, RWAs, it all cost a little bit of XLM. It's deflationary. It burns. Burn, baby, burn. Come on now. Supply, demand, less and more. You know, you don't got to be an economics major to know what that means. Lumexo, Stellar Wallet, shout out to them. They're putting out some good stuff here. I didn't give them a shout out on the last one, but same theories apply here. Mastercard is integrating Stellar XLM through its crypto credential, connecting it to 3.3 billion cardholders, to crypto's largest on-ramp yet. It focuses on remittances, which of course we know Stellar wants to be the remittance king, taking it from 6 to 8%, which it currently is, to fractions of a cent. And person-to-person transfers, Stellar, that is their forte, their cup of tea. They are trying to be everywhere in the world. Just watch any video, it's all we talk about. We're going to continue to talk about to ad nauseum. Hopefully you're here, you're hearing it, you're seeing it, you're visualizing it, seeing where this is potentially going to go, where I think it is going. Now, this is crypto's biggest institutional leap, built for real-world utility, not just speculation. Shout out to Mastercard, linking up with the big dog on the porch, Stellar XLM. Now, getting back to Mastercard, we did a previous video on Zero Hash. You know, shout out to the 60 people that watched Stellar XLM, promises made, promises kept, 3 billion and counting, about RWA tokenization. But we did talk about Zero Hash in that video, and we did talk about how it is a bridge for, you know, it's of course what we talk about to ad nauseum, we, me, the royal we, interoperability, the key word. What it basically does is it, you know, a bridge to support, you know, obviously on-off ramps for millions of users like Stripe. You know, you've got, of course, we know that Stripe is part of Stellar. They're a big part of it. Everything else, you know, obviously with their emphasis on fiat to crypto rails, it's helped scale 3 billion, like we just talked about, cardholders via partnerships like Mastercard and Chainlink. Chainlink's involved in this also. It's also a bridge and connecting. So if you watch the video, if you talk about it, it talks about compliance-ready bridges to traditional finance, making Stellar's fast, low-cost network more accessible for fiat conversions. So they still will be using it. Mastercard has just realized that Zero Hash is a beautiful on-off ramp, and they're going to go towards what they just talked about, digital dollars. So you're going to need these rails and off-ramps and everything else. So this just makes natural sense for them to acquire it. Shout out to Zero Hash, 2 billion. God, the pockets just got fatter. Shout out to Mastercard for seeing the future. They're not making an investment like this if you don't think that they're looking towards that aspect of it. This is where they're going. You know, this is just confirmation of that. So, you know, shout out to you for being here and seeing it. You're a real one. Our Chainlink says we're excited to be the infrastructure partner alongside Chainlink and Mastercard on a swapper finance platform with Zero Hash. There you go. Zero Hash, Chainlink, Mastercard. It's a lot of big fish in that. And like we said, if you watch the other video, they are linked up with who? The plumbing, Stellar people. Person to person, like they said. P2P. Remittances. Stellar XLM. So as you can see, everything ties together. This is how I see it. What do I know? I'm just a guy making 20 bucks an hour talking to a computer. I know that the markets have been shaky lately. I know everybody's scared. But like I said, you do not lose if you hodl and hold. Ride the wave. I can tell you I continue to buy. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you every chance I get, every penny I get, I'm in, because I'm looking at these things that are happening in the background that they're not going to talk about on the news. They're not going to lead you down the path to be successful. You have to take yourself there. Take yourself out of whatever algorithm you're in. You know, anything that I'm talking and telling you about, like I tell my child, if somebody's talking to you, you should take that information, research it yourself, formulate your own opinion. You could either meet at the same spot or meet in the middle or completely be on the opposite side of it, but at least you have information, and information is power, and you should take that knowledge and learn. I could be completely wrong. Anybody that tells you any differently, that any of this is a promise, any of this is a guaranteed, it's going to go to this, it's going to go to that. I can give you numbers and speculative, but I cannot provide to you facts. I'm not Biff, all right? I didn't go back in the future and get the book. I can't tell you what the hell is going to happen. But I can promise you, if I'm talking about it, I'm in it. So I got skin in this game. This is me. I'm with it. But this is me. This is where I'm hedging my future. This is where I'm hedging what I believe things are going to go to. Whether I want it to happen or not, it doesn't matter. Whether I agree with who's doing it, how they're doing it, I don't per se. But I'm also old enough to know that when power people decide that this is what they're going to do, I choose to listen and try and follow and maybe potentially set my family up for the future. Again, it's all a guess. But thank you very much for being here. Time is money, and you chose to spend it here. Hopefully you got some value out of that. Hope each and every one of you have a great day. And like I always say, chase a check, never chase a bit.